Hey everyone,
Hi everybody.
walking and talking with Mare and Dom. I put your name first this time. It's day 10. So what's on the docket for today, Mare?
So today we're going to talk about boundaries part 3, physical boundaries, work boundaries, and tech boundaries.
Perfect. So physical boundaries, really self-explanatory. In your house, for all the people that are in there, in the space that you have, I think it's really important to start walking around and designating as a team what areas will be used for work, what areas will be used for homework, and what areas will be used for rest, recovery, where people can go for personal time. And you can make little tents with two-sided where one says, you can talk to me, and on the other side it says, please give me my space, I'm busy working right now. And be as nice as you can, so people will respect that. And also when you're on the phone, make sure you wear an earpiece so that when you're walking around and you're doing your calls, that you're keeping within your area so you're not infringing on other people in the house. Okay, the second set of boundaries are the work boundaries. It's really important right now because we're in a space it's unknown, that people don't know about when you're working or when you're not, and so emails and texts are coming in at random times of the day, and it can be really frustrating. So number one, it's important to let people know when you're working and when you're not. First people you need to tell are your home people, your home life people. And what do? We call it front loading, right, Mary?
And so front loading is something that you can do just to remind people ahead of time of your expectations.
Meredith and I, we're notorious for having plans for what we're going to do, and if we get a surprise, then it kind of throws us off our game. So it's important for us to tell each other the night before or the day before what the next day has in store and what our priorities are, so that we know each other's schedules.
And that's something that you can do with your children. It's something that I do with my students.
To let them know, okay, it's 5 days until this needs to be due. Okay, it's 4 days till this needs to be due. And that way they understand the time and how it's going, so that it just doesn't just run away with time. The other people you need to talk about regarding your work boundaries are your clients and your coworkers. If you say, I'm going to be answering emails between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m., and then between 3 and 5 is my time to return emails, and please be patient because it will take me 24 to 48 hours to get back to you. Boom. They know when you are available and when to write to you. Now, on the other hand, you have coworkers that also want to get a hold of you and who may have your phone number. And sometimes they'll be texting late at night. So what you need to tell them is, listen, if you need to ask me something work-related, please email me. Otherwise, I will not answer your text after 3 p.m. And if they don't adhere, then just don't respond, because they have to know. And your boundaries and your health are the most important thing here. And on that same note, when you're looking at social media, it's important to give yourself time in the morning to wake up and get acclimated to the day instead of looking at your phone right away, because you never know when the first thing you see can just set you off in a bad mood. And same at night, if the last thing you see before you go to bed is a negative article, then you're just not going to have good sleep. Okay, to sum it all up, the most important thing to be mindful of is how you budget your time. Budgeting time is just like budgeting money. If you've ever had a budget now and you didn't before, remember when you used to say, I don't know where my money all went. And when you have a budget now, you say, wow, I have a little more money than I expected. It's the same thing with time. You may be sitting there saying, I don't know where the time all went. I don't know how I wasted my day away. Well, it's because you're not making the time do what you want it to do. There are things we put time aside for every day, which we look forward to. Like, Mary, what do we look forward to every day?
Going on walks, checking in with each other, and
recovery.
That's
right. So a perfect day for us, and mind you, this perfect day really never happens, but what we really enjoy to do is wake up in the morning, phone off, take a few hours to ground ourselves and have something to eat and drink, and then we turn on our phone, look at the news, and then start the day. Around 4 or 5, we'll have tea time where we can sit and talk and check in. We go on our walk, and then once we come back, we do our thing, and around 8, we'll check the news again, but then we turn off our phones for the last 2 hours, and we spend the last 2 hours doing recovery. And recovery, you can do any number of things. Mary, what are some of the things you like to do during recovery?
I like to take a bath, have tea, and journal.
And journaling is something you can do. We're going to do a whole segment on journaling, so we won't talk about it too much today. But the main thing is that all you really need to do is write 1 or 2 sentences about what I liked about today and how I want tomorrow to go. You can do a lot more, but that's just the simple things, and that will improve your day incredibly. So you guys, center in. You got all this information today. You got everything about boundaries in 3 days in a row. start using them, implementing them one at a time. Don't have to do it all at once, but the more you can start taking advantage of the space around you, the people around you, and start telling them how you want them to treat you, the more you'll get treated the way you want. You guys keep going, do great, stay strong, stay brave. We'll talk to you again soon.